Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. Now folks, let's get into it. The NFL offseason is always a whirlwind, full of surprises, trades, signings, and bold moves that keep us on the edge of our seats. But this year, there's a particular story that's really catching the attention of Steelers fans and NFL enthusiasts alike. It's about a potential trade target, a receiver who's been through quite a journey, and who might just fit perfectly into the Steelers' puzzle for the upcoming season. That player, John Metchie, the young wideout from Houston, who arrived in the NFL with high expectations after a stellar career at Alabama, but who has faced serious adversity along the way. John Metchie was drafted in the second round of the 2022 NFL Draft by the Houston Texans, a team that was eager to add some fresh talent to their offense. Coming out of Alabama, Metchie was seen as a promising receiver, someone with speed, route-running ability, and the potential to develop into a dependable target for Houston's young quarterback. But as we all know, the journey for many NFL players is rarely a straight line, and Metchie's story took a dramatic turn early in his rookie season. Right after entering the league, he was diagnosed with leukemia, a diagnosis that shocked everyone and put his career on hold. It was a tough, emotional period for him and his family, but Metchie's resilience shone through as he battled the illness and eventually made a remarkable return to the field. Since coming back from his health scare, Metchie has been trying to find his rhythm in Houston. Unfortunately, the results so far haven't been overwhelming. Over 2 healthy seasons, he's accumulated just 412 yards and a single touchdown. It's clear that he's still trying to regain his footing, to prove that he can be a consistent contributor at the NFL level. Now, entering what is essentially a contract year, the future looks uncertain for him. With his name on the line and a roster that's stacked with receivers, Metchie finds himself buried on the depth chart, fighting for limited opportunities. There's talk about the Texans possibly considering trades, especially if they see an opportunity to get some value for him before the start of the season. That's where the Steelers might come into play. The Steelers, as we all know, have had a pretty interesting offseason. They've been active in trying to bolster their offense, especially at the receiver position. They made a splash early on by trading for Seattle's DK Metcalf, a true game-changer on the outside, a player who can take the top off defenses with his speed and contested catch ability. But at the same time, they traded away George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys after the 2025 NFL Draft, which raised some eyebrows. It left the Steelers with a bit of a gap on the perimeter, a need for a reliable, big-bodied receiver who can make plays in tight coverage and serve as a security blanket for Kenny Pickett, the young quarterback who's shown flashes of brilliance but still needs a consistent supporting cast. This combination of moves suggests that the Steelers are trying to find that perfect balance, adding a star or two while also developing depth. But the question is, could they be looking at a player like John Metchie? Multiple sources have indicated that several teams, including some in the AFC North and around the league, have reached out to Houston to inquire about Metchie's availability. The reason is simple. Houston is currently deep at the receiver position, and with so many options, some of these young players might be surplus to requirements. Metchie, with his second-round pedigree, flashes of talent, and the potential for a fresh start, could be an intriguing option for the Steelers, especially if the cost is reasonable. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Imagine the scene. The Steelers, who have been looking to add some youth and explosiveness to their receiver core, could potentially pick up Metchie on a late or conditional day 3 pick. It's a move that wouldn't break the bank but could have a significant upside. Metchie would compete for targets with Roman Wilson, the promising second-year receiver from Michigan who showed flashes last year, veteran Robert Woods, who's looking to prove he still has plenty left in the tank, and young speedster Scotty Miller, who adds that vertical threat and stretch the field element. On top of that, there's Ben Skowronek, a versatile player who can line up in multiple positions and provide some much-needed flexibility in the offense. What makes Metchie particularly appealing is his background. Coming from Alabama, a program that's produced countless NFL stars, and showing the ability to make tough catches and run precise routes. His injury history might be a concern for some teams, but his resilience and work ethic are well documented, and there's a genuine belief that he can still develop into a reliable receiving option. The Steelers, under GM Omar Khan, have shown a knack for making smart, cost-effective moves, trading for value, developing young talent, and seizing opportunities when they arise. Bringing in Metchie on a low-cost deal might be just the kind of savvy addition they need to deepen the receiver room and add some competition. Now, if we look at the bigger picture, the Steelers' offense last season showed promise, but still lacked that consistent, game-breaking presence on the outside. George Pickens has been impressive, a true alpha receiver with elite athleticism, but he's still young and developing. Deontay Johnson has been a reliable target, but injuries and inconsistency have sometimes hampered his production. The addition of DK Metcalf was a statement move, signaling that Pittsburgh wants to be more aggressive, more explosive, but they also need depth behind those stars. Metchie could fill that role perfectly, a young, talented player with room to grow, who can step in and contribute immediately in certain packages and develop into a key piece down the line. The NFL is all about depth and versatility now, especially in the receiver position. Teams that can rotate multiple guys in and out, keep defenses guessing, and have a variety of skill sets are the ones that tend to succeed in today's league. Metchie, with his skill set and background, fits right into that mold. Plus, with the Steelers' coaching staff known for developing young players and maximizing their potential, there's a real chance that Metchie could blossom into a reliable target for Kenny Pickett. But of course, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL. The Texans are in a tough spot. They're trying to rebuild, evaluate talent, and figure out what they have in their young roster. Metchie may or may not be available, depending on their plans and whether they see his future as part of their long-term vision. Still, the fact that multiple teams have shown interest indicates that there's value there, and the Steelers, always opportunistic, could jump in if the price is right. It's a classic case of smart, strategic moves that could pay off big time, especially if Metchie finds a new environment where he can finally showcase his full potential. Now, beyond just this one player, it's worth noting that the Steelers have been building a team with a clear focus on both youth and experience. Their draft strategy, recent signings, and trades all point toward a deliberate plan to contend now while also planning for the future. Kenny Pickett's development is central to all of this, and having a diverse, talented receiver core is crucial for him to take the next step. The addition of a guy like Metchie could help unlock more of his potential, giving him a reliable target who can make plays after the catch, work the middle of the field, and create mismatches. Looking ahead, the Steelers' coaching staff and front office are probably monitoring the situation closely. They're aware that the NFL offseason is full of surprises, and sometimes a low-cost trade can turn into a steal. With the draft approaching and training camp on the horizon, there's a lot of uncertainty, but also a lot of hope. Fans are eager to see what moves will be made, and a potential trade for a player like Metchie could be a real game-changer, especially if they can land him on the cheap and see him develop into a key piece. And let's not forget the historical context here. The Steelers have a storied franchise, known for making shrewd moves and developing talent from within. From their legendary defenses to their Super Bowl runs, they've always had a knack for finding diamonds in the rough and turning them into champions. The current roster is no different. There's a clear focus on building a team that can compete both now and in the coming years. Adding a young receiver with Metchie's potential fits perfectly into that blueprint. So, what do you think, Steelers fans? Do you see this as a smart move? Would you like to see your team acquire John Metchie and give him a fresh start? Or do you think they should focus elsewhere? As always, your opinion means everything to us. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get the conversation going. I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and analysis, so stay tuned for all the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our beloved team. Remember, the NFL offseason is a time of endless possibilities. Sometimes, the smallest move can have the biggest impact. Whether it's a trade, a draft pick, or a signing, the Steelers are always looking to improve and push toward their ultimate goal, the Super Bowl. And with the right moves, who knows? Maybe this year could be that special year again. Thanks for sticking around, Steelers fans. Your passion keeps this community alive and thriving. Stay strong, stay loud, and as always, let's go Steelers.